welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today I'm going to review the Tesla stock, the levels that I have set for myself on a daily chart, and I thought it would be a good idea to put it out there for you guys. And again, it's not going to be financial advice, but something that I've been doing for myself. And look, the technicals are supposed to give you an edge. The technicals I've seen now, I'm starting to see a lot of different videos and things like that, and people make it believe that technicals are essentially is the way to go. Meaning, like, this is, if it says there's a resistance, now this resistance is definitely going to get rejected, etc., etc. So this is never the case. Always understand that, please. That all these technical analysis is usually give you an edge, right? Like, for example, it's a probability game, right? The whole market is a probability game. But people and trends usually follow, and history repeats itself. And what I'm trying to do is to give you an idea where could it potentially go from here. But would there be a guarantee that it's going to go that way? No. There's a catalyst that could come out, like something that Elon Musk done or he did, or something that happens from his personal life that could affect the stock very well, and your technical is going to be out of the window, right? There's no point of looking at these support and resistance because the CEO of the company did something that is not acceptable by the society, and they're not going to feed their dollar amount to his company to make him grow, right? So catalyst usually affects the stock, and of course these support and resistance that we establish are usually gives you an idea. But if there's a very bad or very positive catalyst, sometimes this just happens to be breaks out, the stock breaks out and goes to levels that is crossing all the resistance that is established from last few years. So let's talk about Tesla, given that, I'm on a daily chart right now. And look, Tesla has been dropping, right, from last few months. As you guys know, it went all the way up to 1,152. That was around April time, and then steadily started dropping. As economy, the market, everything was not, is not stable right now. And we are getting into bearish market right now. And look, in the bearish market, there's one more thing that I've noticed that nobody's talked about is that in bearish market, that's where you see the strongest rally, right? The reason this happens is because you have people shorting, and sometimes if there's a breakout, let's say a company, an institution bank bought a large sum of shares of Apple, for example, it will drive the stock up a little bit, and people that are shorting the stock, they will go ahead and recover the stock and pushing the price even up. And then you have a trend, people that coming in, they follow the trends. They'll put in the money as well, and there'll be a lot of demand, and of course the price is going to get increased. So in bearish market, you get the strongest rallies, but that doesn't mean the stock or the market is revived. In Tesla, the same thing. It is a downward trend. If you notice here, let's quickly draw it out. So this is my rough trend that I drew up here, just to give you an idea, perspective that okay, this stock is going down right now, right? So again, there's a little bit of rallies here. Let's talk about the levels and support and resistance that I have here. First happens is accumulation, markup, distribution, and decline. Right now, it's going through the decline right now, right? Even in this little bit of momentum right here from last few days. Now, there's a support right here at $701, and there's a zone, right? $701 and $691. So let's say if the wicks come here and if this gets tested a couple of times, you could bounce back off of it and go to $772. But if it happens to cross this zone right here that I just defined right here, $700 and $700 to $692. If it crosses that zone, it's going down to $679. Of course, if it crosses that, it goes down to $650. If it crosses up, however, like let's say right here, the zone was tested. There's a long wick here, but the price got rejected. You see a little bit of a wick right here, it's got rejected. A little bit of wick right here, got rejected. So let's say if it happens to cross this zone right here, which is between $773 and $780, it could potentially go up to $804. Okay. Now the way I look at these things is that you got a accumulation right here. Now let's say it could start accumulating right here as well. It could be a little bit of an uptrend, but looking at the market overall, it is in a downward trend right now. So if it could accumulate right here, you could see a little bit of markup, then a little bit of profit taking, which we call it distribution, and then it decline again, right? It retests this again. If it goes down, it could potentially crosses all these supports and essentially go down. So let's look at the other indicators. The other indicators that I usually use are basically just to give me another, sort of an edge, right? But again, these indicators are lagging as well. So for example, if you have an RSI is not fast enough to catch up with the price. So for example, if the price already hit there, then you'll see RSI moving. And maybe if I go to 1 minute chart, I could demonstrate that. So for example, there's a red candle forming right now, but the RSI is still not moving as aggressively. There's a little bit of a delay every time, and probably I could catch it on the call right now. So how the price is moving, but the RSI is still sort of, yeah. You see how it moved up quickly to this level. See, the thing is, there's a lag, all right? The indicators are always lagging, but they give you a good idea on a long term. Like if you're looking at for example, longer term perspective, it give you an idea. All right, the RSI is around 42, which is again kind of lower end. Anything below 50, 50 is like consolidation. Below 50, everything like there's a little bit of a momentum of downward, and I could potentially see the stock going. Maybe you could look. There's some rejection right here, right? Let's go here and take a look. You see the wick right here? That means that the buyers are coming in and they're pushing the price up a little bit because they're comfortable purchasing the stock at this price. So these are the orders on the level 2 data that's coming in. It gives you an idea on the order book, like, okay, well, how many stocks are being bought, how many stocks are being sold at that price. So a little bit of rejection for the price drop is coming in. It could very well stop right here, 701, and then bounce back up. As I said, it could accumulate right here, mark up, then profit taking happens, and then it declines again, and maybe retest this levels again. This is for the next week. Every week, you gotta have to sort of reassess your edges and see how you want to behave that day. But for now, these are my levels from starting Monday. I'm gonna see what happens. And if I don't think it's gonna cross this level today by end of day today. Right now, we still have 3 hours to go for the market to close. But let's say if it does retest this, it goes up a little bit, there'll be a little bit of a markup right here, which I could potentially see the stock to go at least back to 772. But we don't know. Like, we'll have to see. Again, there's a little bit of consolidation that can happen right here, and the price can fluctuate between 743 and maybe 709. It could fluctuate between here. Then you can see a little bit of markup. But overall, the stock is trending down. So just if you're doing options, just have a look at the daily chart. And if you're just purchasing the stock, just take a look at the long-term stock. You can see the weekly as well. Pretty clear on the weekly as well. It is down. It is on a downward momentum right now. It is sort of heading toward the 618 or so, 618, 500 zone. Like, I don't think it's going to get there. But again, market works in, it's a probability, right? There's never guaranteed, anything can happen. But definitely look at these levels that I drew up here. Have a look at it. And, see if you want to do options, you could try to do options and play around with these levels. Again, none of this is financial advice. Hope you guys like this video. If you did, do give it a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you in the next video.